Asian and Pacific Center for Transfer of Technology, APCTT, of the United Nations Economic and Social Commission for Asia and the Pacific, and the Department of Scientific and Industrial Research, CSIR, Government of India. We have been blessed with a beautiful world. Nature has been bountiful, but the perfection is sometimes marred by problems. Whenever the world has faced challenges, human race has fought back with stubborn resilience and triumphed. The major tools in these endeavors have been science and technology. There is something wonderful about innovating, coming up with multiple ideas, and then finding the best solutions. And the world reaps the fruits of these endeavors. We have recently seen some difficult times. And once again, we look up to science and technology to provide the answers. And it is this noble cause, the quest for solutions, the desire to accelerate human development, that has brought us all together on this forum, that is the International Conference on Fourth Industrial Revolution Technologies for Sustainable Development. We are privileged to have amongst us Dr. Preeti Soni. Dr. Soni is the head of the Asian and the Pacific Center for Transfer of Technology of the United Nations Economic and Social Commission for Asia and the Pacific. Dr. Soni has held several senior level positions where her leadership and experience in a wide range of fields has led to development of several strategic programs and partnerships. I now invite Dr. Soni to deliver the welcome address. Dr. Soni.
Thank you very much. Dr. Rajiv Kumar, Vice Chairperson, Niti Aayog, Government of India. Ibu Armida Salsia Ali Sabana, Under Secretary General and Executive Secretary of United Nations ESCAP. Dr. Sanjay Mande, Secretary DSIR and Director General of Council of Scientific and Industrial Research, CSIR, Ministry of Science and Technology, Government of India. Distinguished delegates, dignitaries, and representatives from member states, dear participants, ladies and gentlemen. It is an honor and privilege to welcome you to this important international conference on Fourth Industrial Revolution Technologies for Sustainable Development. APCTT is organizing this conference jointly with DSIR, and we are extremely thankful to DSIR for hosting this international conference. Ladies and gentlemen, the world has been witnessing unprecedented challenges in the last 2 years. The COVID-19 pandemic has, and it still is, impacting the lives and livelihoods of almost all people around the world. It has highlighted the interconnectedness between countries and vulnerabilities of economies and individuals. Decline in fundamental areas of human development are being felt across countries in every region. The United Nations Development Programme, UNDP, has projected that an additional over 200 million people would fall into extreme poverty by 2030 due to the COVID-19 impacts. The role of science, technology, and innovation has never been more relevant. Science and technology has already been playing a major role in mitigation of COVID-19. It is also providing solutions to support lives of general public, businesses, and economies. The benefits of appropriate technologies, particularly the Fourth Industrial Revolution technologies, have been significantly highlighted by the pandemic. For example, through collaborative vaccine research, using artificial intelligence in identifying and repurposing of drugs in a faster manner, e-commerce. Applications of OIR technologies have contributed towards efficient and continuing delivery of public services. E-government services, especially in healthcare and education sectors, have been increasingly prevalent. Ladies and gentlemen, advancement in technology innovation spearheaded by the 4IR technologies are driving large-scale digital transformation across the world. With rapid diffusion and adoption of these technologies, countries are realizing the range of opportunities to redefine their economies and meet social as well as environmental needs in an efficient manner. The potential of OIR technologies in achieving the Sustainable Development Goals, the SDGs, is considered significant. According to a report by the World Economic Forum, 70% of the 196 targets underpinning the SDGs for 2030 could be achieved by existing OIR technologies. And some examples include OIR technologies can improve processes in waste management, applications such as drone-based solutions for sustainable agriculture, smart sensors to improve efficiency of post-combustion carbon capture, Internet of Things devices for efficient conversion of waste into clean fuel, and big data for early prediction of extreme weather events. These can all contribute towards enhancing productivity, resilience, as well as reducing greenhouse gases. The latest SDG report for Asia and Pacific for the year 2021 by ESCAP indicates slow progress for SDGs in the region. To accelerate the pace of sustainable development, OIR technologies can play a critical catalyzing role. However, such technologies also come with their own potential challenges. Issues such related to data capture and use, digital divide across regions and socioeconomic groups, and potential impact on employment. To harness the potential of OIR technologies, enabling policy frameworks, strategies, and adequate infrastructures will be needed by countries, together with greater international cooperation to leverage benefits from application of these technologies, as well as to mitigate the associated risks. Ladies and gentlemen, APCTT is a regional institution of UNESCAP. Established 44 years ago, the Center has a unique role to support member countries strengthen their national innovation systems and help in creating enabling environments for development and commercialization of technologies and promote regional cooperation and transfer. Promotion of OIR technologies and its role in achieving SDGs is one of the most focused areas of APCTT. Center has taken a number of initiatives in this regard, and this conference is a step towards that. The workshop aims at deliberation on policies and strategies to catalyze development and diffusion of OIR technologies in the Asia-Pacific region. In the conference, we are going to discuss significant aspects related to OIR technologies and sustainable development. Firstly, we are going to discuss the opportunities related to OIR technologies in achieving SDGs. We'll also discuss policies and strategies to enhance their adoption and overcoming associated challenges such as digital divide and IPR issues. Secondly, there will be a discussion on harnessing OIR technologies in 3 different sectors, which are highly relevant for today's situation: climate change, healthcare, and sustainable production and recovery. There will be a discussion on OIR technologies to combat COVID-19 and strengthen healthcare systems and transform healthcare into smart and resilient sectors with the use of OIR technologies. Climate change is another major challenge that needs global attention. The Asia-Pacific region contributes to more than 50% of the global carbon dioxide emissions. That is more than half of all the other regions combined. The Asia-Pacific region is also very vulnerable to the impacts of climate change. Today's workshop will include deliberation on enabling policies and strategies to harness OIR technologies to reduce greenhouse gas emissions and shift towards cleaner energy, fuels, and sources. The conference will look into better technologies for sustainable production and resilience, and especially economic recovery from COVID-19 pandemic. Strategies and good practices across the region would also be discussed. And lastly, there would be a panel discussion on strengthening regional cooperation. The panelists, comprising of representatives from member states of ESCAP, will share views and experiences on policies, strategies, and good practices towards strengthening regional cooperation for development, innovation, transfer, and commercialization of core technologies. The panel discussion will provide policy recommendations for regional cooperation in this regard. With this background, ladies and gentlemen, I welcome you once again to this very important, relevant, and timely international conference. I look forward to being part of the discussions today, and I wish all of you, all the participants, the best for productive deliberations throughout the day. Thank you very much.
Ma'am, you have touched upon many important issues, especially healthcare, climate change, and the role of both industrial revolution technologies in these sectors. Thank you for your address. Government of India attaches a lot of significance to the development of new technologies that would help tackle many of the world's pressing issues. We are honored to have Dr. Shekhar C. Mande with us today. Dr. Mande is Secretary, Department of Scientific and Industrial Research, and also holds the charge of Director General, Council of Scientific and Industrial Research, Government of India. Dr. Mande holds a PhD from Indian Institute of Science, Bengaluru, in molecular biophysics. He has been a senior fellow at renowned universities. I now invite Dr. Mande to deliver the opening address.
Thank you. Dr. Rajiv Kumar, Vice Chairman, Niti Aayog, Government of India. Ms. Armida Salcia Alisabana, Under Secretary General and Executive Secretary of the United Nations, ESCAP. Ms. Preeti Soni, Head of Asian and Pacific Center for Transfer of Technology, United Nations, ESCAP. All the colleagues here, friends who have joined online from different countries, and the delegates of this conference. Good morning and good afternoon to all of you. Firstly, let me all welcome you to the International Conference on Fourth Industrial Revolution Technologies for Sustainable Development from the host country, India. We all know that in 2015, the United Nations General Assembly adopted 17 Sustainable Development Goals. These goals track the progress of all the countries against similar measures. They bring governments, private sector, civil society together in the common pursuit of the development of humanity. We believe that achievements of all these goals can be supported by the development that have happened in recent times by the fourth industrial revolution technologies, either directly or indirectly. They support the transition towards more inclusive, inequality-free, and sustainable society for the collective good of people across the globe, including more than 1 billion people living in India. The impact of fourth industrial revolution is extended to manifold services and business models across different sectors, and we all have witnessed the growth of artificial intelligence, robotics, Internet of Things, information and communication technology, nanotechnology, etc. in the recent times, and we clearly have entered the era of the fourth industrial revolution. For a country like India, the fourth industrial revolution technology can provide solution to many problems, including poverty, hunger, inequality, and digital exclusion, and they can lead to more inclusive and sustainable development. And I'm glad to say that India is one of the countries which is clearly marching towards meeting the 17 Sustainable Development Goals much ahead of many other countries in the world. The Government of India has launched several initiatives and slew of reforms to put the nation on a high growth trajectory. The flagship programs such as Startup India, Digital India, Make in India, Invest India, Smart Cities Mission for making India Atmanirbhar, that is self-reliant, are some of the initiatives that country hopes will accelerate its growth trajectories. The fourth industrial revolution technologies demand new skills and new ways of thinking, innovative approaches, and robust digital ecosystem. The Government of India has also initiated to invest rigorously in 4IR technologies to improve digital literacy and 4IR skills. For example, the Niti Aayog has prepared a roadmap which includes setting up of 5 research excellence centers, 20 institutes for transformational AI and cloud computing platform. The Department of Heavy Industries has set up 5 demonstration centers that will help transform manufacturing as a smart and intelligent activity, like Center for Industry 4.0, Pune, IIT Delhi AIA Foundation for Smart Manufacturing, and Smart Manufacturing Demo and Development Center at CMTI Pune, etc. My own organization, DSIR and CSIR, have also been involved very deeply through our organization CEL and NRDC towards meeting the objectives of the fourth industrial revolution technologies. Our government programs and policies are closely aligned to the Sustainable Development Goal priorities, enabling acceleration of our progress towards meeting the global goals on time through the infusion of 4AI. The ESCAP, through its regional institution APCTT, can play a vital role to encourage R&D of 4IR technologies in providing international expertise and diffusion of advanced technologies across the Asia-Pacific region for the mutual benefits of the countries and for collectively achieving the SDGs. I know that in recent years, APCTT has been promoting innovation and adoption of emerging technologies with focus on 4IR technologies such as AI, IoT, big data, machine learning, robotics, etc., renewable energy, biotechnology, nanotechnology, etc. I'm glad to share that as the host country, India, Department of Scientific and Industrial Research has also partnered in such promotional initiatives. I convey my sincere thanks to APCTT for organizing such a useful international conference on 4th Industrial Revolution Technologies for Sustainable Development in collaboration with DSIR, Ministry of Science and Technology, Government of India. As the host country, India looks at APCTT to grow and play the role of a dynamic multilateral United Nations platform to engage with member states through sharing of resources, expertise, and best practices in science and technology and innovation for advancing the transitions towards 2030 agenda for sustainable development. I thank all the dignitaries, speakers, experts, delegates, observers, participants for their contributions for this conference, and I wish successful deliberations to this conference. Thank you all.
Sir, as you rightly said, all our efforts are directed towards the common goal of human development. Fourth Industrial Revolution technologies can help address issues of poverty, hunger, and inequality, and make for inclusive and sustainable development. Thank you, sir, for your address. As the old saying goes, unity is strength. The world comes together under the umbrella of the United Nations. Today we have with us Dr. Armida Salcia Lijabana, Under Secretary General and Executive Secretary of the United Nations Economic and Social Commission for Asia and the Pacific. Dr. Armida holds a PhD in economics from University of Washington, USA. She has earlier served on the governing board of the Economic Research Institute for ASEAN and East Asia. Dr. Armida has held senior positions in premier institutions in her chosen field of economics. We are very honored to have you with us today in this conference, and I now invite you to share your views on the topic of the day. Dr. Armida.
Thank you very much. Very good morning from Bangkok. Dr. Rajiv Kumar, Vice Chairman, National Institution for Transforming India of the Government of India. Dr. Shekhar Mande, Secretary, Ministry of Science and Technology of the Government of India. Distinguished delegates, experts, participants, Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to this international conference on Fourth Industrial Revolution Technologies for Sustainable Development. I would like to extend my gratitude to the Ministry of Science and Technology of the Government of India for jointly organizing this conference, along with the Asian Pacific Center for Transfer of Technology, or APCTT, of ESCAP. Progress towards achieving the SDG has been severely affected by the COVID-19 pandemic. As we recover, emerging technologies have demonstrated potential for building back better across countries' economic and social sectors. In particular, Fourth Industrial Revolution technologies are playing a vital role to support and sustain developmental activities to advance progress towards achieving the SDGs. The Fourth Industrial Revolution technologies, through various innovative digital solutions and applications, have already proved effective in addressing the challenges of the COVID-19 pandemic and inclusive development, particularly in healthcare delivery services. Beyond their application in the healthcare sector, Fourth Industrial Revolution technologies can be key enablers of sustainability and climate resilience. Distinguished colleagues, ladies and gentlemen, while the Fourth Industrial Revolution technologies can support inclusive growth and sustainable development, they can also be disruptive. For example, use of such technologies in sectors like agriculture can improve productivity and reduce wastage. At the same time, there are also concerns regarding their impact on jobs and some aspects related to data security and privacy. There are also concerns related to uneven access to technology and capabilities of countries to adapt and implement applications of the Fourth Industrial Revolution technologies. Nevertheless, the gains can be manifold if they are correctly used, supported by an adequate policy ecosystem, and available to all countries in Asia and the Pacific. It is thus imperative for countries to have well-formulated and comprehensive plans for increased use of the Fourth Industrial Revolution technology and also other emerging technologies for sustainable development. In this context, allow me to highlight 3 development strategies for fostering this increased use for your further deliberation. Firstly, strengthening regional cooperation to accelerate innovation and transfer of the Fourth Industrial Revolution technologies for achieving SDGs. While use of the technologies is increasing across the Asia-Pacific region, a few countries are driving the revolution, while others are lagging in adopting the technological breakthroughs. There is diversity among countries in their levels of absorption capacity for the technologies. Countries in Asia and Pacific can benefit immensely from synergies across their respective policy regimes of the Fourth Industrial Revolution technology, such as digital, artificial intelligence, e-commerce, and data privacy policies. Secondly, strengthening the digital infrastructure and bridging the digital divide. The COVID-19 pandemic has highlighted both the role of digital technologies in pandemic response and the vulnerabilities posed by lack of digital access. Digital infrastructure has been growing at a vast pace, and it is estimated that in 2020, almost the entire world population lived within range of mobile networks. However, many of them are without internet access, especially broadband internet, underscoring the urgent need to augment the digital infrastructure and bridge the digital divide, especially by reducing the cost of internet access and internet-connected devices and enhancing digital skills. Governments and regulators will need to adapt quickly to the rapidly evolving Fourth Industrial Revolution technology landscape and provide an enabling environment, safeguards, investment, and oversight to harness these potentially game-changing technologies. Thirdly, augment funding for diffusion and adoption of the fourth industrial revolution technologies, and scale up innovations. Some developing countries and least developed countries face constraints in commercializing and adopting the technology due to limited government funding. While there are opportunities to develop innovative products and services based on the fourth industrial revolution technology, funding constraints are a barrier to scaling up the innovations. Thus, there is a need to explore alternative sources such as private sector funding and FDI, and innovative financing tools such as private venture capital and startup funds to support micro, small, and medium-sized enterprises. Distinguished colleagues, ladies and gentlemen, I would like to bring to your attention regarding ESCAP Resolution 77/1 adopted at its commission session this year, which calls upon members and associate members to take measures to ensure a sustained socio-economic recovery, and where applicable, locally driven development approaches, supporting resilient, inclusive, and sustainable development in support of the goals and objectives of the 2030 Agenda. The resolution also calls upon member states to leverage digital technologies for the response to COVID-19, including for addressing its socio-economic impact, paying particular attention to digital inclusion, patient empowerment, data privacy and security, legal and ethical issues, and the protection of personal data. At the United Nations, we recognize that the fourth industrial revolution technologies must be harnessed to deliver on the ambitious sustainable development goals by 2030. The promotion of the technology and their role in achieving SDGs is one of the major focus areas of ESCAP and certainly APCTT. ESCAP, along with all the UN system, stands ready to work with all stakeholders in facilitating sustainable development in our region. APCTT has already been providing support to countries in multiple spheres related to sustainable development. I hope that through your active participation and deliberation, this international conference will identify strategies on how countries can increase adoption of the fourth industrial revolution technology for sustainable development through regional cooperation in Asia and the Pacific. Thank you very much for your attention. I wish you a very successful deliberation and conference. Thank you very much.
Ma'am, you have aptly pointed out that emerging technologies have the potential to address the problems arising out of the pandemic. Increasing agricultural productivity, reducing wastage, making the right choices for inclusive and sustainable development through regional cooperation is the way forward for the world. Thank you for your address, ma'am. NITI Aayog is the public policy think tank of the Government of India, and we are fortunate to have with us Dr. Rajiv Kumar from NITI Aayog. Dr. Rajiv Kumar is the Vice Chairman of NITI Aayog in the rank and status of a Cabinet Minister. He also serves as the Chancellor of Gokhale Institute of Politics and Economics, Pune. He has held several high-level posts in the Government of India and has vast experience with both national and international financial institutions. Dr. Kumar has a PhD in economics and a DPhil from Oxford University. I now request Dr. Kumar to deliver the keynote address.
Good morning. Thank you very much. Honorable Executive Secretary of UN ESCAP, Dr. Almeda Salsia Alisjahbana, Dr. Shekhar Mande, Ms. Preeti Soni, all the distinguished guests and experts gathered here today for this important conference. It's a pleasure and an honor to be here to deliver the keynote address. May I note right in the very beginning that the summit's theme, the Fourth Industrial Revolution, Technologies for Sustainable Development, has an important underlying message for us in India and for the Asia-Pacific region and indeed for the world. And in India and across the world, the nature of the industry and science and technology has undergone a paradigm shift, especially in the last 2 years when we were going through the COVID pandemic. Before that, before those 2 years, the prevalent discourse around the fourth industrial revolution was quite significant, but it seemed to be in the future. But today, after those 2 years, there's a shift in the very nature of the way the industry, the academia, and the scientific community thinks, because that future is today here already. And we need to take cognizance of this paradigm shift and be prepared to take this forward, because now, more than ever before, we need to harness the instruments of science and technology and of the fourth industrial revolution to bring to bear on all aspects of human lives so that we can achieve the SDG goals by 2030 and make sure at the same time that the growth in developing economies and emerging economies takes place, along with all due consideration to the environment and to equity as we go forward. And this is possible because of the prospects, the potential that the fourth industrial revolution offers us. In March 2000, the then UN Secretary General, Dr. Kofi Annan, had written in the Millennium Report that, and I quote, "The convergence of information technology, the internet, and e-commerce may well become as transformative as the Industrial Revolution. They will continue to alter the world's economic landscape and reconfigure organizational structures." Unquote. These are very prescient remarks made by the then UN Secretary General. Because what he has said today, 20 years ago, 2 decades ago, is now here. It is being propelled by frontier technologies that are better, cheaper, faster, more scalable, and easier platforms than they were ever before. And these technologies are relentlessly converging and recombining through digital platforms and digital technologies to accelerate change across multiple sectors. And we need to take cognizance of this, and we need to understand that this is the most powerful technological revolution in human history. Like other technological revolutions, whether the Industrial Revolution or the Steam Revolution or mass assembly or the internet or the e-commerce, this revolution will touch and transform every aspect of our lives. And in fact, there are now clear signs that, combined with artificial intelligence, the Internet of Things, and the digital access, this technological revolution offers the prospect of machines beginning to work with human beings as equals. Not only as equals, but as AlphaZero, the experiment in California, has demonstrated. Machines can go beyond human intelligence at this point of time. And there is an experiment in the MIT about discovering antibiotics, which shows that the artificial intelligence and deep machine learning can discover aspects of science and aspects of technologies that may not be easily visible to human intelligence. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm referring to all of this to say that we have to be sensitive to what this industrial revolution can do and how it can affect us. For the first time ever, the industrial revolution has the downside prospect of laying human beings unemployed, because machines may take over what they were doing so far. So we have to be sensitive, and we have to make sure that these downside risks do not play out, and we ensure through our own empathy, agility, and adaptability that we harness these technological forces for the betterment of humankind, for betterment of all of us, and for us to improve our levels of living, and in fact permitting and allowing the developing and emerging economies to leapfrog their transition from low-income countries to high-income countries and collapse the transition time that can be taken. And this is possible because the Industrial Revolution, the fourth Industrial Revolution, has huge upsides. Because in the technologies that they offer. It's the first time ever that you can universalize higher education. You can universalize public delivery of health services. You can universalize the agricultural production such that it is reconciled with climate change. All of these offer massive potentials for improving the lives of all of us as we go forward. But to do this, we need to create an ecosystem in each of our countries, which enables the harnessing of these technologies and prevents the further accentuation of the divide, the digital divide, the technological divide, and others like we have seen in the past. And for this, the government of India has actually taken many steps to make sure that there is such an ecosystem that we have in the country. Niti Aayog is charged with this mandate of creating that ecosystem. Therefore, we have got the Atal Innovation Mission, which is creating the ecosystem not just in the educational system, but also creating incubation centers, providing a platform to bring all these incubation centers together, and exposing our youngest generation, our young minds, to the components of the Industry 4.0 by creating what we call the Atal Tinkering Labs in secondary schools. 9,000 of these labs have already been established in government and private schools, in the secondary schools. And each one of these labs offer to its students, the young minds, exposure to electronic benches, to optical sensors, to 3D printings, through Internet of Things, and a whiff of also the artificial intelligence. The target in India is to establish 50,000 of these in the next 3 years. And I submit to you, ladies and gentlemen, that this is the kind of education ecosystem which benefit the young minds is required in all our emerging economies as we go forward. At the same time, Niti Aayog has, in association with the World Economic Forum, this Confederation of Indian Industries, and McKinsey, conceptualized the blueprint of a digital capability centers on the line of IR 4.0 digital capability centers in Singapore, Germany, and Chicago. The DCC was envisioned to turbocharge IR 4.0 adoption via ecosystem, and we want to make sure that the Center for the Fourth Industrial Revolution, the representative of which will be speaking here, will propel the growth of Industry 4.0 across industry, the manufacturing sector, and the services. Ladies and gentlemen, I need to point out to 3 things, and I'm grateful to Dr. Aliza Jahamana for having pointed out to refer to the 3 development strategies of regional cooperation, the digital infrastructure, and the financial needs. I want to take that a step further, and I want to say that today, because of the huge prospects of Industry 4.0 and all of that it represents, we need to make access to frontier technologies a public good in the country, in the world. I think that's what is required, because otherwise it will create the inequities which we cannot afford any longer. And as COVID has demonstrated, each one of us, we are not safe until everybody is safe. Similarly, for Industry 4.0, it is clear that if we continue with the divide that marks today the international community, we will not succeed. So therefore, we have to take steps so that the old models of industrial intellectual property, of profit maximization, of limited access to frontline technologies is replaced by a model of universal access to these technologies. And for that, what we need is cooperation at the largest level, at the highest level, and a new thinking in terms of how open source technologies will develop, on how technologies would be available to all, and how we use the digital platforms to create, as I said, universal access to frontline technologies. I think that is where we need to be careful. The second point that I wanted to make on this regard is that we need to rethink our education system. We need to rethink our education system such that at all levels of our education, we combine, we combine latest technology into our curriculum. Whether it's MOOCs, or it is the use of internet in the classrooms, or it is access to different regional scenarios. All of that have to be rethought in our education system, so that education also becomes completely accessible and becomes such that the young minds get exposed to the frontline technologies that we have today. And the final point that I want to make here is that we need to harness Industry 4.40 to ensure that climate change, that we can tackle climate change, and we ensure that growth and the trade-off between growth and climate change is addressed adequately. Now here, the NITI Aayog has been working the last 3 years on making sure that we harness the new frontline technologies for the development of the agricultural sector, which contributes about 27% of greenhouse gases. And we want to ensure that this gets reduced, and the water, consumption in agriculture, the chemical component consumption in agriculture, all of that gets reduced, and we are able to sequester carbon into our soil through the use of latest technologies. If we do all of that, I'm sure the trade-off between climate change and growth, which is often positive as something which is completely unaddressable, will surely be addressed as we go forward. Ladies and gentlemen, India is committed to the harnessing of Industry 4.0. India is also committed to ensure that whatever we achieve is easily transferable to all other countries and to all other communities and to the people of the world. We are committed to sharing what we do. We are committed also to making sure that we set up new models that will ensure that we have equity, sustainability, and growth at the same time, with the use of these of modern technologies encapsulated as they are in Industry 4.0. Thank you very much for this opportunity, and I wish the conference all success and look forward to its conclusions and findings in the coming days. Thank you very much. Namaskar.
So you mentioned that there is a shift in the very nature in which industry and science and technology think in the last 2 years, and that information technology has a very vital role to play in the scheme of things. We touched upon the human downside of industrial revolution, which must be factored in. Today, the key words are industrial revolution for public good. Very enlightening words, sir. Thank you very much. This has been a very invigorating session, and we wish to retain today's events in our memories through a group photograph. I request all the dignitaries to switch on their videos so that we can capture the moment in a picture. Please switch on your videos.
Hi, this is Sanjeev. Can you see me?
Yes, we can see you, Sanjeev.
Okay.
Thank you very much.
Thank
This
you.
brings us to the end of the opening session. We shall begin the next session in 5 minutes at 9:50. Thank you again.
Thank you. Bye.